know what I'm saying? Put my ice out, man.
Alright, so let's start with your name. What's your name?
Eric Jordon Tidwell.
Alright. Eric?
Yeah. You want me to look at this camera?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, or
this
look
our
at
A
you?
camera. This our
Okay.
A camera.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if you want me to look at you or the camera or
No,
what.
no, look at the A camera.
I got you.
Alright, Eric, so what inspired you to get a motorcycle?
Oh, so I always wanted to ride motorcycles ever since I was like a kid. I just always thought it was like super cool. I remember like growing up going to arcades and like always riding like the motorcycle game and just kind of like shifting. I don't know, it's just something about it. It was always cool. So I always wanted to ride it. And what actually made me decide like today is the day. Um, in June of 2020, the night of June
Cut.
19th.
Sorry.
Yeah,
We gotta cut
that's
this.
cool. We can chop it.
Alright.
We can chop it.
Yeah.
We got to start from the top.
Yeah, let's start from the top. Alright, what's your name?
What's up? My name is Eric Jordon Tidwell.
And Eric, what inspired you to get a motorcycle?
I've always loved motorcycles. Like ever since I was a little kid, I remember just like looking out the window and seeing them zoom by. I always thought it was super cool. And then it's just like the look of it itself is cool too. Like, you don't know who's on the bike. You just see this one person just going super fast on the machine, and they're always like designed nice. So, yeah, ever since a little kid, I always thought it was cool. But what made me actually like take the first step as an adult, in June of 2020, I was in a car accident on June 19th. I was in Detroit, heading home from celebrating June 19th, and I was actually hit by a drunk driver. And in this accident, there was a three-car accident. One person was hospitalized, the other person died, and I walked away and was able to go home. And just from that moment on, I just realized like, how short life was and how anything could happen at any time. And at that point in time, I just told myself like, if you want to do something, just do it. Like stop waiting, stop saying tomorrow, next month, next year. Just get up and get it done. So that's what made me decide like, I want to ride motorcycles before I go.
And how long have you been riding motorcycles?
So I started on the very next month actually. So the accident was the car accident where I got hit was June 19th, 2020, and I got my motorcycle license on July 22nd of 2020. So it took me about like 3 weeks to learn how to ride a motorcycle and get my license. And this is now February 2022. So I haven't rode a motorcycle in a few months since the accident, but yeah, so almost like 2 years.
Okay, so take me back to that day of the accident. What was your plans for that day?
So it was October 24th. It was a Sunday. I knew we were going to this one bike hangout spot in Malibu called Neptune's Net. So that's what the plan was. I was with my bike club, Fearless Stunners, and we were all just going to go hang out at Neptune's Net, ride up, Pacific Coast Highway, enjoy the weather, and just go chill by the ocean. It's funny too because I had invited a few friends. I had texts that I knew that were out that day and like in that area, and I was like, hey, like, me and a bunch of the crew about to go to Neptune's Net, meet us there. So yeah, we was just gonna be chilling.
Okay, and you're part of a motorcycle club?
Yes, yes, yes. Fearless Stunners.
Fearless Stunners. And how did you join the motorcycle club?
Another great question. So my boy Bus, Justin Beard, he actually when during the pandemic, I started doing some live streaming for this company called Live It, and Justin was one of like the streamers that was on the network or program or whatever on the app. So when I would do like live streams, because he was from Detroit, he would like support my streams. So in one of the streams, I was talking about the fact that I was actually about to go to motorcycle class. And when I was saying that, oh, I'm about to go to motorcycle class, he commented that, hey, I just started riding too, and I'm actually about to join this motorcycle club. It's super cool. Like, I learned a lot about riding from being around other riders. And, if you want to come check it out, you should, pull up. So, I had pulled up to the kind of like meetup spot. And when I pulled up to the meetup spot, I got to kick it with Justin, some of the other motorcycle, club members and stuff like that. It was a big group of people, and it was like, the most motorcycles I have ever seen in one location, all different kind of bikes and stuff like that. So yeah, just being around like that kind of energy, and I just kept going around them. So I was able to like try out different bikes. Once I got cool, they would like let me, ride their bike around the parking lot and stuff like that. So just being around those guys and other people that ride motorcycles, since I really didn't have any friends out here in LA that rode them, that's what kind of made me join the club, just from that camaraderie.
Okay, okay. So you're out on the motorcycle club. What was your first meetup spot that day?
The first meetup spot was this gas station. Like, it's a gas station next to McDonald's that we meet up at in the morning. This way you can get breakfast, fill up your tank, fill up your tires, you know what I'm saying? Anything that you got to do. And that's like the little meetup spot. So we all kind of like congregate there, make sure everybody is there. Everybody got everything that they need. And then we all ride out and take off together. So when you hit the freeway, you see everybody riding off in pack. It's safer that way too. It's a lot easier to notice 20 motorcycles than it is to notice one.
Okay, and so your first destination, you arrived there safely.
Yeah,
Okay, what was
no
the
problem.
first destination again?
It was the gas station, the little meetup spot in the
Okay,
morning.
so then the second location was what?
The second location was this 7-Eleven gas station on like Topanga Canyon and PCH. So when you head into Neptune's Net in Malibu, you could either go through the canyons off the 101 and come down and then go up to Malibu, or you could you can go to Santa Monica and then take the PCH up. So it's a couple of different routes that you can go. So because there's different routes that you can go, what we do is once we get like closer to our destination, we have like a little meetup spot again that's like in the middle. If anybody got like lost or was in the back of the pack or needed to stop for gas or restroom or something like that, or whatever. So we had a little spot in the middle, almost at the final destination that we stopped at, and I made it there safely too. It was just a regular gas station on 7-Eleven off of like Topanga Canyon and PCH.
Okay, so going, walk me through the accident. So the accident was going to the third location?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
the final destination.
Final destination.
You know what I'm saying? It's where that on the way to that is where the accident happened. Walk you through it is a good question, because like, I was there, but I really wasn't there at the same time, because the accident happened and I don't remember it truthfully. Like, if it wasn't for like videos and pictures that other riders from my club sent me, like, I honestly wouldn't know what happened, because I blacked out. All I remember is riding with my friends and then waking up in the hospital the next day. Um, so it's kind of really tough to walk you through it. Like, I was like, literally, that's literally all I remember. Is just enjoying the weather, riding, and then waking up in the hospital the next day.
So do you remember from your recollection the car cutting you off?
No,
You
I
don't
don't.
remember that?
No.
Um, was this your first motorcycle accident?
Yes, it was. Unfortunately, it was my first accident. Uh, um, yeah, it was my first accident. It was really bad, and I'm happy to still be here.
Um, and I know this question, but would you get back on a motorcycle?
Yeah, that's what everybody keeps asking me, and the truth of the matter is, like, I love riding motorcycles. Like, even now, when I could like hear one, from like my apartment, if I got like the window open, I could like hear one in the street, because they're real loud. Or like if I'm on the way to like a doctor's appointment and like I see one ride past me, like I like, get a little sad and stuff like that. So I definitely think I will ride again. I not think I'm pretty sure I will ride again. But the thing about it is that I'm just more like I was never scared of motorcycles or going fast or anything like that. I'm just a little more fearful of people now, because the difference between like me now and then is like before, for some reason, I guess I didn't think like my bones break or something like that. Like, I always thought like if I got in an accident or fell off my motorcycle or something like that, I always thought I would just like slide or like roll on the ground or something like that. I never thought about like hitting the ground, blacking out, and breaking bones and stuff like that. Like that's crazy to me. So like yeah, like if I do it now, I'll just be like slower or more cautious. But I love riding motorcycles for sure.
You mentioned breaking bones. What injuries did you get?
So I have uh, a broken arm and a broken leg. There was never any cast on me. The doctors did emergency surgery and put rods in my body. So right now I'm kind of like half metal now. The bone from my elbow up to my shoulder on my right arm, I broke it like right here. There's a scar on it right now. It's super swollen right now because I'm still in therapy. And my occupational therapist today did cupping on my arm because where the scar at when it starts healing, all of the tissue and tendons and muscles and stuff like that up under your skin kind of have to come back together from them cutting it open. So literally this scar that you see on the outside of my skin is layered underneath my skin. So they're doing like different things to kind of like make that skin lay flat. Um, and then my leg, the bone from my knee up to my hip, I broke. I broke it right above the knee. So I'm actually really happy that I didn't have any joint damage. But I broke it right above the knee at the same time as the arm. And so right now I can't walk without assistance. Um, I haven't been able to walk without assistance since that accident. So it's almost 4 months now, and it's been a progression. So like even me being here right now in my own home, sitting on the couch, being able to talk to you, not looking beat down is part of the progression.
Okay. And how long have you been in rehab?
Great question as well. So the rehabilitation is an ongoing thing. I was in the hospital for a week before I was moved to a rehabilitation center, and I was in there for a week. So I was away from my home and my home bed. I was sleeping in hospital beds for a little over 2 weeks. Um, and once I got out of the rehabilitation center, once they discharged me, I came home and I had a therapist come to my home because I still wasn't able to like, leave the house or drive or anything like that. So they came to my home for a couple of weeks up until I progressed to a point where I needed to start getting like weights and different little equipment that, obviously I don't have at home and that they can't just bring. So I've been in outpatient therapy now for a couple of weeks. There was like a little gap in between with like insurance, trying to figure stuff out. That is a whole process, and I guess like another story because there is a whole like separate world when it comes to like just being handicapped and illness and sickness and dealing with insurance. And because I'm 29, I've never had to kind of really deal with that. So it's been a huge learning curve, but the rehabilitation has been ongoing. So right now, because I still cannot walk without a cane and I still can't, lift certain things over my head and stuff like that, the rehab is still going. And right now, I don't even know when it's going to be over. I'm trying to, just kind of stay positive because I'm happy that I'm here. But I've heard that it could take anywhere up to a year. So right now I'm almost at 4 months, so that's halfway there.
Okay, and you mentioned learning experience, learning curve. What's the biggest learning things you've gotten from this accident? Like, what have you learned?
Oh man, I've learned so much. That's a very layered question. I've learned a lot about myself. Um, I've learned a lot about others, from what, I feel like I would do for them versus what they're doing for me. I've learned that doctors don't know everything. Like you talk to one doctor, don't necessarily just take his answer as, that's it, because he doesn't know everything. He's just limited to what he knows, if you kind of think about it. Um, I've learned that um, the insurance people, the people who are supposed to pay for, you to get better, they really don't want to spend no money on you, especially if you're not giving them money. So if you don't have like, insurance from like a corporate job or something like that, they really not trying to like help you. They just kind of like push you to the side. Um, I've learned I've learned so much. Like I've learned about prescriptions. I've never had to take any prescription medicine before. I've always, just been the type of person that like, takes like some Advil or something like when my sinuses bother me. But like now I know about prescription medicines and um, even with me having significant injuries and the reports and everything, just because I'm a young person and a black guy, they didn't want to give me certain prescriptions or, fill my prescriptions or even give me like, the right dosage just because they, were concerned about what I would do with them or something like that. Um, Man, it's it's been quite a bit that I've learned through this process.
Um, Quick question: did you ever meet the people who cut you off?
No, I
You
haven't.
still haven't?
No, I haven't.
Wow.
That's
Um,
interesting
okay,
too.
and to wrap it all up, what's next for you?
Oh, good question. So what's next for me? I feel like it's just really just kind of like being more serious and intentional with what it is that I do. Because I realize now that anything can happen in life at any point in time. Because I've almost died twice now. As well as being intentional with the people that you're around too. Because um, it's a lot of people that I thought, were my friends or that I was close to that, like I said, that I know that I would do things for if they needed me. But now being in a situation where I can't do certain things for myself, really a lot of things for myself, and needing the help of people, like now seeing who is there for me and who's not and stuff like that, I guess it makes me want to be even more intentional with the people that I'm around because since anything can happen at any time, you kind of want people you it's safer to be with people that got your back. So yeah, just um, for me, like moving forward, it's just like being more intentional with my career, being more intentional with my friends and family, being more intentional with just the things that I want out of life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, career wise, like I want to star in a feature film. I want to launch a network. I mean, it's a bunch. I ain't gonna give you everything, but yeah, I got a book I'm working on too. So I mean, it's a bunch of different stuff that I want to just keep putting out, keep creating content, keep inspiring. Like if to wrap, like to summarize everything, like really what I want to do is just inspire you. You know what I mean? Like inspire, um, the viewer, people watching this, people that maybe feel like they can't do something, just to let you know that you can. Like, the only really thing that's stopping you is your belief in yourself, truthfully. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I wanna be a source of inspiration to people.
Do you have any shout outs you want to do? People that helped you along the way that were there for you?
Yes, I do. Um, so obviously, I want to shout out. First and foremost, I want to shout out my motorcycle club. Because when I was there on the ground, they were there for me, made sure that, I made it to the hospital. My family knew what was going on with me and stuff like that. I want to say thank you to my doctors and to the therapists, everybody that's, putting me back together. Um, I want to say thank you to my family, my mother and father for coming out and staying with me every single day at the hospital and just making sure that I'm okay. There's a lot of other friends and close people that I want to thank as well individually. Um, but yeah, for me, like, I forgot the most important person, God. I just want to really, really say thank you to him because for whatever reason that he keeps me here, and going, I wanna figure out what that is and really do it well. So, and honestly, I wanna say one more thing about that too because even with this whole accident and things like that, like I said, I'm not from California. I live here in LA now. So when the accident happened, um, you know, broken arm, broken leg. Like you can't do anything at all for yourself. And I don't have any family here. So I was really just dependent on, you know, the friends that I've gained while here. And if they weren't here for me, then, you know, I didn't have anything or couldn't do anything. So um, I really wanted to actually leave LA and go back to Michigan just because that's where, you know, I could stay at my mom's house. You know, things that I needed, they could do for me. And, you know, my bills wouldn't keep going while I'm not able to work. But because of, like I said, the gaps with insurance, the issues with doctors, my surgeons being out here, therapy, like it was just so many obstacles that kind of prevented that. So it was like, wow, like I'm just meant to stay in LA, you know what I mean? Like I'm just still meant to be here. I'm still alive, you know what I mean? So like I feel like there's a reason why I'm still here. There's something that I'm still supposed to accomplish clearly, specifically in LA. And, you know, I just want to really thank God for giving me the opportunity to keep living because even through all of the ups and downs that, you know, I've been through before in life that'd be mentioned in my book Before I Crash, or even the ups and downs that I'm dealing with now on a day-to-day basis, like I'm just still so fucking happy to be alive. Like even if I have to walk with a cane the rest of my life, like you're still alive. So like I'm realizing more than ever, like the blessing is being alive. Like if you still here, you can figure it out. So all those problems, the issues that you feel like you having, the things that you feel like are holding you back, like it's just problems for today. You know, tomorrow it'll be a little bit better as long as you just keep working on it. And if you're here, like that's what you have the opportunity to do, to improve and get better. So yeah, I'm really just happy to be alive.
Okay. Was that your final thoughts? Any more final thoughts?
Um, you know, I'm still not where you know I want to be. You know, it's still, you know, a lot more things that I want to do this year specifically. You know, I'm almost 30 now. I'll be 30 in July. So, you know, as I conclude my 20s and enter, you know, this new stage in my life, I just want to continue to encourage you all to believe in yourself. And if you learn anything from me, just learn, don't give up.
Okay. In closing, just say my name's Eric Jordon and that's my story, some shit like that.
Yeah, so, I mean, just long story short, my name is Eric Jordon Tidwell. Um, and I just want you to know that you can be your best, continue to be your best self. You know, scratch that. Long story short, my name is Eric Jordon Tidwell. And if you learn anything from me, like I said, it's just don't give up. Anything is possible. Believe in yourself. Enjoy life. Be around people that enjoy you. And, you know, I see you at the top. Peace.